A wellbeing ambassador is a relatively new term, and it's somebody who has the role within an organization to support and champion other people's well-being. So there's a huge piece here around who's appropriate for that role and how much people should be encouraged and invited to take on. What I found is that it's very much relevant for leaders. If you think about the role of a leader, quite often they actually have the hat of being a wellbeing ambassador. They have the hat of looking after other people's well-being. And the power that they have from a role modeling point of view, the impact they can have on the culture within the organization, on individuals and their teams is, incredible. It's one of the biggest parts of their role to keep people productive, to keep people focused, to keep people engaged, to keep people fulfilled, and ultimately, I hope, to keep people thriving. One of the key things that we've discovered over the last 5 years is that there is a need for wellbeing ambassadors throughout the organization, so at all tiers, at all levels. But without the leadership team on board, that is less effective. So if somebody was looking to book this training for their leadership team, one of the things that we do is encourage as many leaders in the organization, so anybody, that means with line manager responsibility, to attend all 3 of our modules. So that's focused initially. The first module is around the personal well-being. We have to understand what well-being means, what it means to thrive as opposed to survive. We help them as individuals, bring into their own work, into their own lives, tools that are going to make a positive impact for them. And that then allows them to be a role model. We then move into the second module, which is typically a week later. So they're 2-hour modules done over 3 weeks. And that gives them an opportunity to really explore themselves as a leader. We call it strengths-based leading. So there's a lot of research around looking at who we are when we're at our best, our character strengths. And we use psychometrics to support this as part of the training, and then tie it into how they would take them at their best in a leadership role to also support other people to be at their best. And obviously this is bringing in, again, this balance between well-being and performance. So the module is very focused on the practical tools, practical skills, how to have well-being conversations, how to bring a strengths-based approach to those kind of conversations. Then the third module is very focused on what's next. So it's empowering them with evidence-based tools that we provide in a toolkit so that they can take forward and implement a wellbeing initiative that can really have an impact and be sustainable. So it's not just about the training, it's about saying, okay, what's next? What does it look like? And how can they take this forward? So our rest and rise model is relevant in 2 ways. The concept, the analogy of rest to rise is obviously important. Many people understand this principle that we've got to look after ourselves. We've got to take rest, we've got to take breaks. We need time out in order to rise up and be at our best. But underneath that, what it also gives us is tools. So the REST is an acronym that stands for relatable, enjoyable, sociable, and trackable. So the REST method is what we invite people to apply to the different wellbeing interventions that we explore, so they can really bring them alive and make them relevant to their teams. And then the RISE is what we've integrated into being a pulse survey. So it stands for the idea that when we do more for our well-being, we increase our resilience, our innovation, success, and engagement at work. And we invite leaders to do this for themselves, but also to use it with their teams to ask these questions that are part of our pulse survey. And that allows the impact of this training, but also of the interventions that the leaders will go forward and implement to be measurable. And that's a key part of our training, because if we aren't seeing the improvement, if we aren't tracking it, we are less likely to keep consistently doing the work. And this isn't a one-time thing. This is why we need wellbeing ambassadors. It's why we need the leaders who take on that role to really support their teams, to support each other in a way that creates a sustainable culture of wellbeing at work.